Yo, what it do? Global Unlimited Podcast. We back again tonight. Of course, again, you might not see me on the camera, but you hear my voice. I got some special guests in the building. Of course, you got my man, Ace Boogie in the building. Shout out to Kids. She can make it again tonight. But we down here with some two great gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Go first, man. Divine Allah, y'all. Mind Body Activism. Bartenders. The legendary Ike Williams Boxing Academy.
Okay. Diggz, Malone, drone pilot and sky indicators, worldwide. I'm here.
No doubt.
We're here.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I might guest out and do the show, talk about what they got going on, and we hit this clip. All right, you asked Divine to come on. He said, cool. Let me holler at Diggz and see if he can get up on this joint too. You know what I mean?
I don't know why you pulled me up out the woodwork.
Diggz, you act like, listen, man. I know you feel good like about 4 or 5 years now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. You know what I mean? And then you got like you don't really be doing nothing. You be doing a whole lot in the hood, in the community. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I just try to stay on the grind. We talked for years. We just been trying to, bring awareness to the town. We spoke. You've been on the grind for a long time yourself, Justin. Just your efforts in the community, it's not, unseen. And you're just trying to do a part. That's all, man. We just want to do a part. That's all.
That's it. That's definitely what it is, though. But everybody has their, my thing. Everybody has their little special gift or their little niche. You know what I'm saying? You yourself, you definitely with that drone and not only that, but the black awareness that you bring. Because every time we talk, I'm saying there's something different that you bring to the table as far as the Black Museum you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? That was a little PA you trying to put that together in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. So I've been working with the African American Museum over in PA for like the last year. We just did a one piece of a 4-part series over at Parks Casino. The Underground Railroad, Journey Through the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
So this area, I guess like most people know, is so rich in history, and not just American history, but in our American history, in Black American history. This was the start of the rest of the world. It started here. The pulse of the rest of the world started in this area. So I don't know,
Pennsylvania.
Jersey, Pennsylvania, Bucks County. That's where you get some of the names you get, Freehold, New Haven. Those were some of the areas that was able for Black folks to go and live and not have to worry about things.
When you first mentioned it to me, I was like, yo, I see posts online and everything. I mean, Jay, what's going on? We all in the room. You got to see real quick. And everything. I was just wondering what's going on with it. That's you posting stuff about it. You know what I'm saying? We're making progress with it.
Yeah, so we're looking to do a full-fledged documentary of the Underground Railroad because we have so many Black hidden figures from this area. Like the first Black NASCAR champions from this area.
You was telling me that.
Yeah,
I know that.
He had a business right in Trenton. It was a lot of historical firsts that our people was a part of. That's right from this area. And the stories are not being told. And I think maybe that's a part of why some of our youth are not striving to get where they can because they don't know where they came from. And a lot of our history has been intentionally erased.
Right.
So I think we need to bring awareness to it, shed some more light to it, and let these young kings and these young princes and princesses know that they are related to kings and queens, and they should grow up and be such.
I wasn't even aware there was a Black History Museum here.
Yeah, man, we have several in there, and it's just they're new. I don't say they're new, but they started like 7 years ago.
Okay.
And so they're just trying to, like I say, bring awareness, and they want to bring youth to to the committee and just start getting people involved and just getting them around and acclimated to knowing where they come from, and that's with the music, with our dress, with our hairstyle, just everything that's about, you know, who we are. You know, we need to bring that to light and not be ashamed of, you know, where we are and who we come from.
True. A couple years ago, I took my daughter to the Black History Museum in D.C., and that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And one of the crazy things, like, I think like a couple of weeks after we went, it was in the news that, you know, people started trying to face they started like finding those like nooses and stuff hanging around, like people was having this backlash towards it. Y'all experienced anything like that?
Well, me coming from, I'm originally from St. Louis.
Yeah.
So,
I'm from
Little. Yeah, so I was actually in the first desegregation program in my time. So I was one of the first group of kids who went from the city to the county to suburbs to go to school.
Yeah.
And for me, that was
do that down in the South. Like they take kids from out the city and bus them out to the suburbs and go to school.
Yes, sir.
So that's where like Mike Brown,
that was actually my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they did him dirty.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. So that was one of the first things. You know, honestly, I didn't want to be a part of it, but my mom, you know, she forced us into it because of the education.
They thought you about to get better education.
Yeah, better education. But you know, imagine, you know, you going to 6th grade, you going out, you're going like an hour, 2 hours away from your home, not knowing the 20 people you riding the bus with, and you pull up to the school, and you got a whole bunch of Caucasians out there with signs talking about, you know, N-word, go home with bats.
You actually went through that?
Yeah, I actually went through that.
Wow.
I actually went through that.
How old were you?
I was in the 6th grade. That was my first year in the 6th grade, middle school. I'll never forget it. The school district was Lindbergh School District. The school was middle school, was Sperry Middle School in the Lindbergh School District. Check it out. I won't lie to you. I'll lie for you before I lie to you.
It's crazy because like a lot of kids, they so detached from it, they wouldn't even understand what it's like to even feel like real racism. Like a lot of racism gets talked about and you see it on TV and in movies, but to actually feel it, we feel kind of like the racism I think that goes on this generation is kind of just, you know, stereotypical racism. It's not really what I would call it, institutional racism that y'all went through where they didn't let y'all go to school. They probably didn't give y'all good books or anything like that.
It was different, man. It was something that you really had to, you know, get used to and learn how to adapt. Because, you know, you wasn't gonna be denied. And my mom said, "You still going back to that school?"
Yeah,
you know,
no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. You know,
did it get better? Like, did you start making white friends, or
it got better as the year? Because I tell you what, it was a brother that stood up, and this was another thing. I didn't know. It was about 20 of us on that bus, and St. Louis is probably about as big as Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So you imagine getting picked up. I didn't know the cat that was on the bus, but he stood up and said, "Listen, we don't know each other today, but everybody gonna stick together, and don't nobody go to the bathroom, no nobody go nowhere unless you with somebody else." And during the course of that day, you know, that's how we moved throughout that day. And it was 2 busloads. I think it might have been a total of 30 black kids compared to about 700-800 white kids.
So I remember.
Can you imagine going through something like that? Because you're from the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Here in the city, it's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? We had one big high school in Trenton, you know what I'm saying? The city was, when we went to school, the city was kind of divided, you know what I'm saying? Because you had our own section, north, east, west, and south, and then you had like Chambersburg, and then you had Hamilton, and all that. Now, when we came to Trenton, and Chambersburg is part of Trenton, because it's that one area. And back when we went to school, was that whole area was like about Italians. So we were back there, we couldn't go on the other side of Hampton Avenue.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that there was no but Italians. I mean, we couldn't go on that side. Like, you go on that side, you jazz with.
It was going down.
It's going down. But we got one big high school here. So everybody, if you were in the Trenton district, you go to that high school no matter what.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the city, like our city is divided in so many ways, but then they try to put everybody into one situation, which kind of didn't work because a lot of people, you know, it was always a conflict with each part of town had beef with each other. You know what I mean? Of course, y'all legendary battles of women's section, it took them all up one time. Yeah, remember that? You stop playing that. You know what I mean?
It was what it days.
There was the thing. It was different back then too. Like I said, you know, we didn't.
But what he's talking about is more
racist.
In your face.
Yeah, in your face.
From them to us. But ours, it was internalized. So we took it out on each other.
No, but it's exactly. You're right. You're right.
Each other.
But we still was treated, as far as economically, and educationally, the same way.
Right.
We still get the same with the poor education.
Right.
Because we still got the poorest school district in the area. I'm saying compared to Hampton, UN, and
right.
all the school districts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And also the financial and the money was like.
I'll say this though. I say this about the town. It's some hustlers in this town. I'm gonna say that. Not to say we got them in the loop. Hometown, listen, I know y'all. But when I came up here, when I saw folks that looked like me, that was getting it in multi-different facets, that blew my mind. That gave me a whole different perspective. You know, when I was coming up, like, you know, we knew that people had a job, they had maybe, you know, did a little something on the side, you know, you had a hustle. But here, I'm seeing Ken selling clothes, he flipping burgers, you know, he got sandwiches, he doing, you know, he doing oils, you know, incense. I mean, you got like several different streams of income coming in. And for me, that was profound because I'm like, yo, they ain't letting nothing stopping them from getting this bread, you know.
But we had to, because, you know, as growing up, you said your dad worked at the steel mill, my dad did too. After the steel mill shut down, all the factories left, left the city, was nothing left. Everybody had to travel to get some work. You know what I'm saying? Right now, all the warehouses out, Cranberry, over PA, now we got Robbinsville, you know what I'm saying? It's built up where all the factories out there. So, you know what I mean? You had to get on the buses and you know, if they had a car, they had to travel to get back and forth to work. I mean, besides the state jobs. You know what I'm saying? And that was corrections, one or the other. The state job was corrections. You know what I mean? So it was, the struggle was here, which is a different format. I mean, that's why I'm glad you talk about the history that we have here for us black people. You know what I'm saying that museum itself will help bring some type of awareness. Because we're lacking that a lot. So besides awareness, we also are lacking the health and fitness.
Come on with it.
And that's what we're here to talk to you about, Brother Devon. I mean, because you definitely a young, fit man, you know what I'm saying? And
I do my best.
Right. Listen, I worked out with him one time, right? Went to the gym with him one time. Said, you want to do a light. You know what I'm saying? So he doing sets of, like reps of like 3 sets of 3 for his reps. And usually we do like 10 of these. I said, what? It wasn't just the old lifting weights. It was body weight. Yeah. No, it was just calisthenics. It was like, you know what I'm saying? We in the ring, we doing reps, we go like slide back across the ring.
Yes.
So we do squats. You know what I'm saying?
Remember that, huh? You will not forget working out with us, even if you come one time.
No, I'm saying, I was about to ask you, how many times he come back? One time. I remember that one time. That was one time.
Yeah.
I remember that time. And now you went to the school. Right, y'all just talk about the schools y'all go to teach this information to as well, right?
Yeah, we both with the VIP program, Mercer County Community College, have a very important persons program, you know, very important people.
Right.
It's a government-funded program, and
This one is the state or the federal?
This is federal. They're funded by the federal government.
Show me cut that one.
The what?
Show me cut that money off.
They already got that check.
They got that check already.
He didn't get to it yet.
Well, you know, we're still dedicated to it.
Right.
And Mercer County knows that, which is why we've been back now since they've had the program. They started, back in 2013, and we've been vendors since 2014. We're dedicated to the mission, man, seeing our young people healthy. We've been invited to do even programs with the teachers, the administrators there who host the program. They want us there offering them some of what we offer. Because they see the results we get with the young people. They respond to us in a different way.
Yeah. I was on your Facebook page earlier and I was looking through it, and it was basically what I was getting from it, that it's not just physical health, it's mental.
Mind, body activism,
exactly.
Bro.
Now, are you a vegan? Like, how was your diet?
This is a lifestyle for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do nothing that harms my body.
Right.
Nothing whatsoever. And putting something that's dead in my body, to me, that would harm my body.
Right.
You know, if something is dead and it doesn't have life, it's not going to give me any life. So you can call it vegan. Some people now calling it plant-based.
Yeah.
I'm trying to live.
I mean, I feel you.
I don't want anything that's going to bring
I definitely feel that
to my body, bro.
And everybody should start, because if y'all ain't paying attention with the government shutdown, the FDA is not checking your food. They're not checking your food. Yeah, like so. So I mean, you might want to start growing something. You might want to start growing what you eat. But yeah, I try. I go on fast. Like I'll try to like leave meat alone for maybe 2-3 weeks. But then I come across Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna die one day.
Now it's funny you say that. That's usually the attitude, and we used to hear that growing up before we even consider health, personal health.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
God bless everything. But in that attitude now, with brothers my age, pushing 50 years old, on their way out of here because of that attitude.
Because they dying. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're a bad person, but that attitude that's been passed down. You're gonna die anyway. You can eat whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And now people call that living my best life. With your best life, you got high blood pressure with your best life while you dancing. You got high blood pressure, dying on the dance floor. You having a heart attack on your way to having your best life. On your way to vacation down in Turks and Caicos, you dying on the way. You down there taking shots for your diabetes, but you can't even enjoy yourself.
Right. You go to the doctor, say diabetes, the black man, like they tell you like that's what black people are supposed to have.
Right.
But that's not even true.
We accept that.
Yeah, it's not even true though.
Change that.
Yeah, what kind of sense that make? You supposed to have diabetes.
Yeah, if you go to the doctor and they check your high blood pressure and they diabetes, they's like, it's high in African Americans, We're gonna give you medication. Yeah, they like, give you medicine. But then the medicine kill you too. So it's kind of like you lose.
Which is why we say movement is medicine. You don't have to take their medicine. You really don't.
You don't.
And I will say this. I can guarantee that you do not have to take those medicines that they give you out there. They're straight up killing you. You can drink some greens, fresh juices. Eat fruits, eat vegetables, eat seeds, eat nuts. Fast. Get good rest. Movement. That's your medicine, man. But again, it's tradition. We grew up with this mentality of I have to eat every Sunday the big meal, all the holidays the big meal, and most of the time all of our relatives who are at those big meals, they all dying from something that those meals
do to their body, man. Because somebody, it was a joke. In fact, my man Kyrie was on his last podcast last week, and he was talking about I'm gonna get silent like that, but it's so good. You hear me? He said you go to somebody's funeral. He died from eating certain food. Y'all have the same food at the funeral that he died from. Like, that make any sense? I like, you got all this shit here, right here, and from eating this shit, this is how he passed away, and we started eating this shit.
The funeral home ate food. He's trying to get more business.
Hey, might as well. Life brings life, death brings death, man. And somebody has to change that.
Gotta change.
Somebody has to.
It's definitely a life decision.
I know as we came up with Nation God's Earth that actually planting that seed in our minds about taking care of your physical as well as your mental.
Right.
So that's why we start the process by not eating pork.
Right. Don't eat pork. That was the start. Just don't eat pork. Everything else you have to learn along the way.
Yeah. Because eventually, like I said, it took me a few years, but after I started pork when I was 14, and that was in 90. 7 years after that, I started eating beef. Nice. 2 years after that, I started eating chicken and turkey. So it's been 20 years since I had anything besides fish. I started eating fish.
Nice.
I mean, let people know it's not easy. It's a process. It's a hard process because we're so adapted to eating like this. Not only just eating, but eating things like this. Go through
withdrawal.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's like a drug. It's addictive. You know what I'm saying? Like sugar. Sugar is addictive as hell. Like, it's crazy. You get a lot of sugar.
One of the most addictive things.
That and cigarettes.
And in this country, it's actually cheaper to eat bad than it is to eat good.
Like, yo, you can tell because you're vegetarian. Like, I don't know regular hamburgers and all that. The vegetarian burgers and all that stuff is 10 times more than regular shit.
Good. Okay. Again, we say movement is medicine, but we also say health is wealth. This is the best wealth we have, our life, man. So it's not. It doesn't cost a lot to eat healthy. It costs a lot to eat unhealthy because eventually you'll get sick. So you're going to pay for it one way or another. I was just at ShopRite of all places, man. They have organic mangoes, 3 for $1.99. You know, and the sister sent me a picture. What is it? Blackberries for a good price. 2 for $5. Blackberries. Now I know, it's fruit. You know, I want something I can chew on. Man, it's healthy products out here now that are affordable, and they're good for you. You know, we have to break that mentality of it costs too much to eat healthy. It's your life. Make the investment so your return can be greater. I want to be here for a long time, bro. It's not that you want to prolong your life here just for nothing, but I want to prolong myself so people can continue to see greatness. People can continue to see black men shining from health as opposed to seeing black men not shining from being unhealthy. Black men not shining from going through the system for so long in their life, man. We have to begin to project that. Somebody has to say, I'm going to break that. I'm going to be the one that says in my family, no more uncle will be known for dying from cancer. So the children and the grandchildren, like I looked up to uncles who eventually died from cancer, died from diabetes. Can somebody in my family break that? Can you break that in your family? None of the children coming behind me in my family are going to say that these 4 or 5 brothers or uncles died from anything that were healthy. Right. You have to begin to think like that. I
mean, right here, you drinking green tea. I'm drinking some bougie stuff.
I got ginger pineapple, brother. Ginger pineapple, man. You know, the season speaks. So
I heard ginger's very good for you, though. Ginger does a lot.
I go see my Chinese lady in Columbus get the ginger gummies.
I got warm water. Warm water is good.
Like, so we talk about the reprogramming of our thinking for like eating and things of that nature. It also goes to far as our lifestyle. Like Diggz, we talk about this all the time about being entrepreneurs. I mean, bringing that cycle of go to school, get a job, work all your goddamn life for nothing, and repeat this cycle. You know what I'm saying? And I know you do
sick at the same time.
Sick at the same time. And I know you you teach that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you have your own businesses. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So explain a little bit more about that, man.
Listen, that's one thing I think Divine and myself, we really get with the kids for the last several years is teach entrepreneurship. I tell people, listen, don't ever go out and look for a job. Look to create one. Because if you create a job, you'll always have one for someone else. You know, you'll always have, you know, it's that cycle of us always trying to make a dollar for somebody else. You know, that's the old way. You know, it's a glass ceiling. It's only so much that you'll be able to make. They're never going to pay you what you're worth. You know, an old man told me a long time ago. He would say, "Hey, listen, kid. You see me working. I was hustling a couple of jobs." He said, "Listen, how much the state pay you?" And I was about to tell him. He said, "Hold." He said, "I don't want to know." He said, "But listen, if they can afford to pay you that, and you worth that much to them, how much are you worth to you?" It had me think about that for a minute, you know. He said, "Yeah, I'm hustling, bustling for somebody else, but I need to be doing this for me and my family." You know? So I preach those same things, man. And I tell kids, and that's one thing that got me into drone technology. Is I was an aircraft mechanic in the Navy. I've always liked planes. I got out and worked in aviation field for 20 years from Cali to to here, and I see that there's a shift coming. You know, there's a change. This drone technology thing is about to, it's blowing up. Not about to.
It's here. It's already
here. You know, and so one thing I
saw. Actually, about chasing the FDA laws because of that.
Yeah,
in New York, the police are using them. I heard.
Listen, they have programs here in the state of New Jersey. I've been working, trying, behind the scenes, trying to get a pipeline through with public safety, because I want our kids to be involved into the, not only just the political realm, but also get into law enforcement. It's time's up for telling our kids not to be police officers, not to be judges, and not to be, not to get involved in that. Because if we want to change, you can't have them to change from the outside.
You gotta do it within.
You gotta do it within. Anytime they wanted to, infiltrate something. Yeah, listen. They want to infiltrate us, they put somebody in the inside.
Exactly.
So
what we want
to
join the game, the finals going in the game.
Yeah, man. You better tell Ray, Butch, and them, hey, listen, tell them to start being cops. Tell them to start being, judges. That's where it's at. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm about to get into that, because speaking of law enforcement or political aspect around the things, when the next time you running, man? Next time you running, man?
We got a candidate over here?
Yeah, you ran for North Trenton Council. You know what I'm saying? Before she didn't win. But when the next time you running, man? Not taking nothing away from her, you know what I'm saying? But is she even from North Trenton?
I'll put it like this. The people of Trenton, black folks in the city of Trenton have to want people like me in office. They have to really want it. People like my brother Freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
All these other folks, they playing around.
But
It's
politics
sad,
in Trenton is crazy.
Politics where there's a large number of black people in every major city is a problem. Not just Trenton. We just look at it like that because we here. Go to Newark, down south, Alabama, Mississippi, Chicago, St. Louis. Everywhere is a large number of us, and we have to be living in these situations. You're going to have the problem. And what happens is black people who are controlled here look at brothers like myself and brothers like Freedom with that idea that white folks look at us. We're afraid. So they implant that in people who have the right to vote, and we end up not winning. So here you have this woman who clearly does not represent anything about the people in this part of town, North Trenton. Anything.
Yeah, because
do you think it's them being afraid, or do you think it's the stereotypical idea that we can't control or that we can't run a city?
I don't understand why, because we came from that. Like I said, back in the day, bro, like we walked on the block, you said going as a kid, they said you got chased out by the whole block. You know what I'm saying? Once you got home, you had to ask for forgiveness when you got home. So we came from that. So why we can't do it again?
It's not
we was governed by our own people within our own neighborhood.
It just has to be a paradoxical shift to make that situation happen.
I mean,
you have to change the way they think.
It's a lot of things that have to change. Like I think, like you said, with the government and politics, it's a machine, and everybody has their slot and turn. So if you want to jump in front of somebody, you got to either have a lot of money or you got to have the people behind you. If you ain't got the people behind you, then yeah, the people who ain't behind you, then you got to have a lot of money. But
you got to buy your
way. Just be white and have a nice smile that black people are accustomed to seeing.
Exactly.
This white woman shows up at everybody's event and just takes selfies with everyone. She does. Marge Caldwell Wilson, a North Ward councilwoman, that's all she does. That's a fact. She shows up at your event, all these black folks, all these little award shows, and that's what guarantees her a vote. And that's sad when black people pump, oh, everybody get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. And now the government shut down. All these people pushing, get out to vote, don't have nothing to say. It's sad to see our people continuously go on this that will, man. Yeah. It's sad. When it comes to health, when it comes to politics, we the only want to keep on his will, on his will, on his will. As soon as somebody, hold up, y'all slow the wheel down, you get mad at that person for saying, yo, we ain't supposed to be on this wheel. Come on,
it's just one big game, and we were trying to win a game that we don't
be comfortable.
Yeah, we can't win the game if we don't change the rules. We're playing by their rules, trying to beat them at their game. So it's kind of like like the mayor we got now. He's totally different than any of the mayors we had before, but people will look back and say, well, the last two mayors weren't any good. What they got to do with the mayor now? We had like 6 black candidates run. They all washed each other out, and when this guy he won. And I'm like, okay, everybody will give him a chance. Why you gotta give him a chance? You could have gave one of your people a chance.
Yeah.
That's like, I think, like you said, we were trained to think a certain way, so that when the outcome happens where we got a mayor that doesn't reflect what we do, we're like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you know, we need a white mayor. Maybe a white mayor can change that. And I swear to God, and I only say that because like when I talk to people like about who's gonna be the next president, and people will say like Bernie Sanders or they'll say like Joe Biden. I'm like, why can't we have another black president?
Because the West gonna be the next president.
I hope not. But I'm thinking, I hope not.
But
no,
Will Smith will be the next president.
This is my thing. I don't mind.
Like, people know what's the Trump.
I do want a black. I'm not gonna say a black president. I want a president that reflects what I go to, like Cory Booker, that's been in charge of like an inner urban city type environment. I don't want a mayor like Bernie Sanders, who's a senator of Vermont. Like, I've never been to Vermont. If I go to Vermont, there's not gonna be anything related to.
Black people live in Vermont. It's fucking cold.
I'm just saying, like, to put a mayor in office, put a president in office that doesn't reflect where you come from is kind of like backwards.
My biggest thing, and not to, I think here's the biggest problem with us. If we notice that every candidate, political otherwise, they always come to the Black caucus, or they come to the Black church, or they come to the minority people. They only would come to that group of people if they believe that that group of people can make a difference in what they're trying to do, make a certain change. So if we recognize that these people are coming to our neighborhoods to actually push them over the barrier to make them win an election or to get in a certain office, we should take that same momentum and change the shit and add it to what we want to project to. And I think we don't use our power to our fullest potential. If we knew how powerful we really are, I think a lot of things for us would change.
I think we do know. I think people know how powerful, like the Black.
We don't know because we don't utilize. If we really knew, we would utilize it.
I can't. It's too much. Listen, man. Information is too available nowadays for you not to know. You know what I'm saying, the situation. Like motherfuckers just walk around this motherfucker willingly blind, deaf, and dumb. Willingly. You know what I'm saying? Like they see that they pop these fucking drugs, sip on this bullshit ass lean, whatever they do. Willingly do this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Willingly, like, fuck it, accept this life, like, fuck it, I'm just going to do this how
you
I'm
have those.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it seems like those are the majority.
Nah, that's not the majority, bro.
I think the majority of people know how powerful the Black dollar is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know how much money, like, even minorities, Black, Indian, whatever you want to call them, but they put money in the economy, but we don't use it.
I'm not saying, like, everybody doing all that shit, the majority. I'm talking about the backwards way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people don't want to fucking change. And the information is right there in your face, but you still don't want to accept that shit.
A lot of people are scared to change. You ever, and I think Ron talked about it early, it's about, you train a dog. You train it's the mentality that you don't have to keep them around the fence if they have known all the time that fence, that's the barrier. That's as far as I can go. I can't go no further than what that fence allows me to go.
Right.
Not knowing that you can just keep on going past that gate. We have that problem. We only think that we can do so much. The reason why we spend our time in candidates that don't reflect our issues because we feel that they're going to give us they're going to give us a plug somewhere. Right. They're connected. They have connects that Devon don't have because I knew where he grew up at. I know where he come from. Right. I know his history. He ain't connected to nobody, but this one here is. So I'm gonna get exactly, and that's the problem. Right. Where in return, if I and my family gave this brother the support, I got 20 people who know 20 people. If we gave him support, we'd have to connect because they're gonna listen to what he has to say because he's bringing a network with him. Right. And that's the power that we don't realize that we have.
That's I agree with that. I agree with that. Because we do have that. That power we do have. We don't realize
that's all we really need.
We do have, in certain situations, we do have the power in numbers.
And like he said, it's a mind thing. Like he said earlier, he can sit here and explain to you how eating good, living good will add 50 years to your life. You think everybody's going to, do you think everybody's still going to do it?
No.
They'll probably say, yeah, I'm with it for like a good week or two.
People are willingly walking around here blind, deaf, and dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but that's the way we're it's America. That's the way America is. It's just we're raised in the system.
We passed that the way America is, bro. Nah, you know what I mean? Bro. I can see like 1800s, whatever. That's the way America is because they forced that shit on us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We wasn't allowed to read. We wasn't allowed to do none of that shit. You know what I mean? We had this fucking.
I just read it all the other day.
You know what it changed? I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna change. Y'all getting with my girl NJ Juice Shots. Listen, this juice will change your life. It's fresh fruit and vegetables. I'm telling you, this woman got a story. It's an African-American woman. She's a single parent mom. Listen, I'm telling what we're here for. You know,
but he said we should become police. That's another conversation. Another show. I'm not telling no black person to become a police officer. Need law enforcement, but I'm not telling you to become a police officer. You not have to create your own. Cover yourself. Do for self.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. NJ in the building. Yeah, man. This young lady go back a few years.
Yes, absolutely.
Way back.
Yeah. You still
Back
singing
in the
everything,
days
right?
when I was singing and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff. I can still carry a tune, but
Yeah,
that's not my
You
mission.
just sing it. Listen.
Oh, MJ, get your green juice now. It's MJ. Get that green juice now. It's MJ. Get the green juice now. Get the green juice.
That's what you holding out.
What we got here? Tell us what we got here.
Yeah. So,
Let the people know what's going on with
yeah.
this.
Well, this was last minute, so I brought what I had.
That's fine. Just let them know what you got.
Doing some fresh green juice, some vegetables for the people. Whole thing started off with my daughter, who was like really sick. 2015, her immune system was horrible. She had contracted MRSA from school, and MRSA is a bacterial infection that you get. Most kids get it like from schools, nasty gymnasiums, and working out in the gyms and stuff like that.
Like mold and all that type of stuff.
Well, no, not mold. It's passed through sweat. It's passed through
okay.
sweat. So she's an athlete, and she was on medication. She got the MRSA, and the MRSA term gave her boils. So she was on medication. It was horrible, and it turned her skin colors, all different colors and everything. So they gave her steroids, and she was going back and forth for like a year with this. Somebody told me, well, Unique, actually, y'all know Unique that played the drums. Yeah, told me about Dr. Sadie. So I went to New York and like got DVDs, all the information that I could get on like a holistic and like an alkaline way of eating.
Right.
And I started making her green smoothies. I started putting kale and Swiss chard and dandelion green in her actual smoothies. And within 30 days, her skin cleared completely up.
All right, Dr. C.
Yup. Her skin cleared completely up. So we just took it from there. Like my whole mission at first was to keep her healthy.
Right.
You know, because her immune system was so horrible. You know, she was constantly in the doctors, and she was going to camp at the time. She told the camp, one of her counselors, about her. So then they referred me to the Y. So then I started teaching like little healthy cooking classes to the after school program.
Okay.
So after that, I just started making her juice and smoothies, and I started selling them. You know, I started sharing them with my friends and family, and I started sharing them. And one of them I took and actually made it into a detox tonic. So the green one can actually be used as a detox. This is the beet orange ginger. This is kale apple ginger. And the other one that I do is carrot apple ginger. And also do a pineapple too.
Ginger?
Yep, all has ginger in it.
So why you put ginger in all of it? What's the ginger gives the juice?
I use ginger because of the effects that I know that it has on your intestines, your digestive system.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's my go-to, because if you're trying to get healthy, you want to literally, I don't want to say burn, but you literally want to cleanse yourself from the meat, because most of us are meat eaters. And if your diet is acidic, okay, based on meats, starches, rice, pasta, that's where the disease comes in there, because we're not going to the bathroom.
Right. So
this stuff is literally sitting in our intestines months, years. I talk to people that don't go to the bathroom for weeks.
I can't do that.
Well, I mean, that might not be you, but that's some people's reality. They're not going to the bathroom at all.
Not only vegetarian, but I had a health issue myself.
Yeah.
Drinking though. And I learned a lot about as far as digestive system, you know what I'm saying, all that, and how your stomach works and all that. So I make sure my diet, certain things is consistent in my diet, like ginger.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Things like different types of fiber that help you, you know what I'm saying, go to the bathroom on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Because you actually got to cleanse that stuff out. You got to get it out of your system.
We're literally supposed to go, like when you was a baby, every time your parent or like a puppy, when they get fed, they instantly go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
If you're only going once a day, think about over the course of years how much toxins you have sitting in your intestines.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I could go on and on about this. This is like a whole gamut of, you talking about metal detoxes and parasite detoxes, all from not going to the bathroom. You know, so this whole thing has just took my life in a whole different direction, and I'm so passionate about it because I've seen what it has done for my own health.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was working out, I was, you know, doing good at it, but it wasn't until I started detoxing with it.
Right.
Like my brother right here said, the movement of it, I started to see drastic changes, because you have people that work out, but they still have these cravings.
And vice versa. That's right.
You know what I mean? That they're hooked on the sugar. Like he said, sugar is one of the most, sugar really should come with a warning. White sugar, because it's one of the most addictive things next to cocaine. Like seriously. And then for everybody, if you ever seen What the Health, if you never had a chance to see it, check out What the Health on Netflix. It completely changed my whole mindset about cheese.
So What the Health?
What the Health?
On Netflix.
H-E-H-E-A-L-T-H.
Go look up Dr. Light Africa. Anything they're talking on What the Health, anything they're talking on Forks Over Knives, Fat, Sick, Nearly Dead.
Yes.
All of the stuff that they put out there where other folks' faces have been stolen, usurped, and
regurgitated.
Yeah, from our folks, whether it's Dr. Sabi, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Africa, Queen Afua, our people. We've been putting this information out for years, but again, we don't want it coming from us. We want it coming from them. So either way, health is wealth, movement is medicine.
But now it's coming from you.
Yeah.
And now it's coming from our sister.
Our sister here, locally,
y'all.
I mean, you have to go to New York, you have to go to Philly.
Right.
You reach out to NJ. Let them know
you don't need to blender and get up right here.
What it tastes like?
Tastes like life.
So you can find me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under NJ Grubbs, Grubbs. I'm on Instagram under Soul Food for Life and Living, all one word.
Soul Food, I like that. I like that.
Yep, all one word. And I'm here to, my mission right now is to enlighten, inspire, and educate as many, especially us women. Because when I go places and I see the guts, when I see those guts, the guts, all of this right here, big stomachs, the big stomachs,
the flabdomen.
Yes, and I see all of that. It's like, you know, that takes us women somewhere totally different. Psychologically.
Yeah, because you're stressed about dieting and all that stuff.
We worry about our weight and we worry about the image. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is to promote health from the inside.
Right.
You know what I mean? Get your water in. A lot of people tell me they don't drink. I'm like, you don't drink.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That should be the first thing you do when you wake up.
That's the
glass of water, because when you sleep, there's toxins that sit in your stomach all night. So when you wake up, the first thing you should do is flush out that system of toxins, just so you can have a balanced pH level where you go.
It helps with your digestive. Your digestive system.
I mean, they say, people go to the gym, they try to lose their stomachs, but really your abs are made in the kitchen. I mean, you really got to eat healthy if you want to have a flat stomach. You can work out all you want. It's not going to help.
Yep. So my whole thing, like I said, is to educate, inspire, enlighten, you know, and is share as much as I learn with other people. Like I said, we pushing these juices. Our goal is to get a brick and mortar, because we're going to come from a whole different angle. I just, at home before I came here, was experiment with jackfruit, because my daughter wants to go jackfruit. Yeah, is a meat substitute. It's an actual fruit. You can Google it, look it up online. It's huge.
It's called
jackfruit. Yeah, and you cut the meat out on the inside, and it has hardly no taste to it, and they're using it as meat. So I made a stir fry out of it. Yeah, because my daughter wants to go completely vegan. Like, she is somewhere else right now. She's 17. So I'm, you know, and I use my kitchen really is like a laboratory for me.
Actually, where they get the flavor
to like really hone my recipes down and just really get a hold on what I'm feeding my children and what I can educate and help people with.
That's what's up. I mean, because it takes, I mean, I can say unfortunately, but sometimes it takes certain things to happen in people's lives in order to look at certain things a certain way.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that too. When somebody had mentioned change, I had read a few weeks ago that after 35, it's very hard for us, because we're creatures of habit, to make a change. It usually takes a shock factor.
Right. You
get sick, somebody in your family died, you find out you got diabetes or you got high blood pressure. Now you want to get help. So if we can educate the kids now on a healthy way to eat and share and inspire with the people after 35 to say, hey, look at me, I did this. I lost 22 pounds in 6 months.
That's what's up.
22, and that was just from detoxing.
I mean, that's not from the gym and none of that stuff.
No, I mean, I walk a lot. You know what I mean? But that was from detoxing and drinking water.
Keep your system clean.
Keeping my system straight clean. I'm not a person that sits still. I move a lot anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then, like, I just started working with Kenya Gilliam. She's a personal trainer.
Shout out, Sister Kenya.
Love Kenya. She's serious with it. You know, and
she's
she
gave.
From
too?
Say again?
She's from Trenton as well?
Yeah, she's from Trenton too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know, it's just I just feel so good, man. Like my thinking is clear, my skin is clear, I'm smelling good, I'm feeling good. Like, y'all want these juices? Hit me up. They $5 a piece. I make them in the gallons, and people was buying them by the gallons. Like, people was really serious about it.
It's life in a box.
Yeah,
they really serious. Everything is made by me. This is not nothing that I go buy at the store and concoct it and put together. I peel, I wash it. I wash all of my stuff in peppermint soap or baking soda.
Diggz told me earlier, let me cut you off, but he told me earlier that they're about to start a series.
Yes. I'm working on that now.
What's the name of it? Do you have a name of it right now, or that's in the process?
We haven't come to an agreement. I want to call it For Life and Living, but I would like to get there.
So y'all debating about it right now.
Well, he the president of the Juices, so I got to get his input.
That's what it is, you know, because it's her lifestyle, you know.
Yeah, it really is a lifestyle, like my brother right here said. Like, this is a lifestyle for me. You know what I mean? So hit me up. You want more information? I'll even send you some recipes. Like, that's how serious I am with it. You know, got a book dropping soon, a recipe book with smoothies, juices, and vegetarian options.
Definitely get back on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
And she can burn, y'all. She can burn.
Everything we just talked about here is a show for a show.
Yes.
For a show.
Yes.
Health, politics,
all that.
social issues.
Yes.
There's so much, man.
Yeah.
It shows the larger number of issues that we're dealing with as a people.
My man True Khan said, what's up to everybody? Shout out my man True Khan. Kel Ramos said that he talking to me. He said, that's why you can't do the gym. I laugh a lot, Devon. Kel Ramos, you know what I'm talking about?
Ah, you said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you said he was there. That's one of my clients.
You know what I mean?
Or a good brother. He came a long way, man. Has some health issues, and he's a testament to our mind.
Yeah, he was sick for a while.
If you see him now,
I haven't seen him in about a year or two. Yeah, we do music together. So
yes, sir.
Together. He writes songs and commercials and stuff. So we actually look for R&B artists.
That business is not for me. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Hold on. Just wait a minute. That business is
Kel, trying to get in, man. She can sing.
Easy.
Any of you young women trying to sing, make sure you get your strong team around you, because it's vicious. That music business is vicious. That world. It's like, listen.
That's what I mean. Like, not to change the subject, but that's why the boy R. Kelly's going through now.
Yes.
Because not only did, like you say, it happened to him when he was younger, so he didn't, help psychologically with it. But when she got to that this power, you know what I'm saying, the people around him allowed him to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had that money. Yeah. And like, that's straight as the thinking of our people sometimes it fucks me up. Like, what the fuck was you thinking about?
They weren't thinking.
Exactly. Like,
that's why we say mind, body, act.
Yes.
You have to function with purpose and move with intention. What's the name of your show? You said it's going to be
For Life and Living.
For Life and Living. Until that one makes its way to the airwaves, we have our first edition is now posted this afternoon.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. It's called Another Healthy Dose.
Nice.
Where we combine a small snippet of what we do with fitness and what we can do with health and wellness.
Yes.
It all connects, everyone.
Yes.
We all are a piece to the puzzle.
Yes.
What's that link? What's that
Oh,
link?
yeah, there we go. Yeah, Stephanie Bradbury, y'all. Bradbury.live. Yes.
She hiding the side over there, y'all.
Yes.
People know once I get started.
That's another show, man. Here we are. We need more of this, man. We need this weekly. Our people need to be stamped. Hit with this health weekly,
by
daily.
places that they know and that they can
trust.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously.
That's why we do what we do. Me and my Ace, so the podcast. I'm saying, build this platform for people to come out and show what they are doing. I'm saying from me mainly from like the entrepreneur standpoint.
You've always been about that, trying to highlight and showcase.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It's my people. Why not?
Showcase.
You know, because like I love what I do, but I love what you do.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why not to put that in the forefront.
Yeah, definitely. She's been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Just feel y'all. You say my man True Con, him and
Dramatic,
Bars all night. Yeah, it's been a few people in the town that's been doing, that's been really setting a platform for the people to really showcase their worth. And much respect to all of y'all. And listen, y'all know I'm always around for the support. If you need me, I'll let you forward.
And that's all we're trying to do is just bring everybody. It's like everybody's doing their thing, but everybody's separate. Nobody knows. So we're trying to like bring everybody to the spotlight so you can see like, well, man, I thought about that. So it's kind of like, it's good because, everybody outside of trend has a negative connotation of trend, like, all right, they just a bunch of, it's an urban ass, just nobody. But then it's like, there actually are real people that have the same ideas that people that are doing it bigger than us.
Not even better ideas.
They're not doing it better than us. They're just doing it on a bigger stage. So it's kind of like now, if you can, like you said, see people that you know from the neighborhood doing it, you're like, damn, it's not that hard.
Yeah, it's right in my own backyard.
He's good. Your kids will drink these.
My 12-year-old drinks.
Yeah, like, your kid, they
that's
drink.
That's all she wants.
It actually looks like, it's funny because we talk about image. It looks like the the little hug juices.
Like wine punch,
the image that a young person would have.
Yeah.
Mom, can I get one of those quarter juices?
You got
so there's a play that you can really run with that.
Yeah.
Because our children are attracted to the little hugs, colorful
colors.
Yeah, exactly. So
get us to in the morning before they go to school.
Yes.
And they'll be able to sit up in class and focus, not on sugar high,
right,
but on a natural high.
Right.
Right.
So
my 12-year-old drinks it in the morning, and she drinks it when she comes home. So it can't stay in my house. It can't stay in my house. It's always gone.
And the thing about it, this is a good thing because people like my wife. Sometimes people start shit and they don't finish it. Like go with it. Like my wife, we did start the juicing thing. We bought blenders and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
but nobody has time.
She work, I work, I do all other shit. So by the time we get home, like juicing, like fuck.
That's what all you girls.
I know.
We deliver. Well, I thank y'all for allowing me a little bit of time. Coming on. My brother right here, Diggz, got my back. Divine, always support and just just a great fixture within the community. You know what I mean? I appreciate the relationship. That he and I have established over the years, and just thank y'all for allowing me.
He told me to come down. He said, "Y'all do the food thing." Yeah. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting this. He said, "With some food." I said, "All right, I like to eat too."
These beet was right here. It's good for high blood pressure to the men.
Yeah,
and keep your yin good.
Let me go ahead, bro.
That's the beet one.
That's beet orange, yeah. Beet orange.
I gotta get into that because next time I'm vegetarian, I'm gonna try to do vegetables in my life for the past 20 years.
Yeah. Everybody's scared of beets, but it's my favorite. It tastes like orange juice because it has fresh oranges in it.
I hope y'all noticed the first thing I asked her was, how much are they? Support. If she would have said $30, I would pay $30 or more. Okay? Support our people. We spend it everywhere else. Okay? Support our people, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
all right, y'all.
Thanks, Jay. No.
Oh, you just leave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You get back to the lab.
Yeah.
Back to the lab.
We're not
saying that.
Be safe, sis. Travel safe.
We're not saying they don't try to include other people. Some people just don't want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not saying that people don't try. We all do that. Those like yourself, myself, talking to you right now. You made a comment about you never not include anyone. Some people just don't want to be part. They want to do them, and you know what I'm saying, he ain't like that. No doubt, bro. We know you ain't like that. You know what I'm saying, some people, like you said, just don't want to get involved. You know what I'm saying, they don't want to be a part of that. So which is cool. You know what I'm saying, but we constantly gonna reach out to those who want to be involved.
And one thing I say about True Con, man, that brother right there really loves the town.
Oh yeah,
That's my bro. That boy goes hard, man. He
break bread up
yeah,
all
man,
the time.
he really does. I really dig his
He's my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying?
I really dig his grind.
His mom is Spanish, his mom is black, but that's my brother.
I dig my folk grind.
You know what I mean? And we all go through that. I'm saying as you go through that. I'm saying we all go through that, trying to bring things to people. And they're like, I don't know, maybe.
Listen,
you know,
it's hard to get folks to run off these plantations, man. The mental plantation and the physical.
Now that goes back to what you said about Kanye. You said Kanye for president, right?
Yes.
Because he made that comment on TMZ about slavery being a choice.
It sounds like a choice to me. That's what he said. 400 years, it sounds like a choice to me. If people are really studying, reading, researching, studying, and applying what they say they know, you would understand the depth of what the brother was saying. Yes, we know the brother is dealing with issues or whatever, but it's depth in what he was presenting to us. And you have to look behind some of the imagery and the entertaining construct, man. He was putting depth to some words. And it is a choice. We have a choice right now to continue going to these plantations every day. We have a choice. Most of us are locked in because mama said, go get a job, go to college, get a job, go work for this company. You have a choice to stay home and say, I'm going to create my own business. Mm-hmm. You have a choice. It's really simple. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it's a challenge, but create a network, get with the right people, and begin to move forward. And stop thinking that it has to be everybody on your team. Stop thinking that you're going to save everybody. We all go through it. It gets frustrating at times, but when you get with the right people, like minds, and y'all pieces of that puzzle, that 5,000-piece puzzle, or that million-piece puzzle, you make it work, man. What you saw right here tonight is a perfect example of how something can be created if the support was there. If the support was there, but it doesn't mean you stop doing what you don't.
I think we'll get there. I think pretty soon.
Some will, some won't.
With the way things go, we have no choice because you see, there's no support.
Well, no choice.
We have no choice but to come together.
Come together. I thought you said you had no choice.
Oh,
no, we have no choice.
Come together.
Yeah, no choice because
the conditions will force us.
I mean, a lot of people. I was in Walmart today. A lot of people was in there because they got their government benefits today.
Yeah.
Because they're telling you that it's not guaranteed next month. So if that's what you're depending on, then you're going to be in trouble.
Check.
Welfare
tax and all. Oh, the 15th for the
the welfare check. Yeah, the first of the month check.
First to the 15th.
Yeah, they're not guaranteed to have that.
It's not guaranteed. It's running out.
It's been like that.
No, it's not really because it's what Trump is doing currently right now.
Right, but it's been like that.
It's been a Ponzi scheme.
Now it's just highlighted more. It's been like that. It's not new. We just, again, we are the laughing stock because we continue to fall for the okie doke, man. We continue to fall for it. Yes, the American public, but especially us because tradition has been passed. Now, keep voting Democrat. Keep going to church. Keep doing this. Keep doing that. Keep following it. Man, as soon as that one comes and says, you know what, y'all, let's go this way. That's the person that's considered the bad person. We've been going that right. You know, he's a demon in my house. He called a preacher, exercise that stuff out of him. Yes, sir.
First guys came to the nation. That's what it was. It was about the nation.
Reverend Ravenel started my house. My son, they talking that black man's God stuff. Come get it out of him. All right, because we said we want to think a little bit differently. That's all.
I'm saying, look at things a little bit differently.
Let's run this way instead of keep running that way. We all dying running that way. Let's at least go this way.
A couple of heated arguments when first God came into the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, when things happen, like one time, was a fire when my cousin's house was burned. And she was like, thank God it was her. I said, fuck God. And she was like, what? I'm like, it's fucking God. That shit would happen in the fucking first place. You know what I mean? So, it was a heated conversation because of the fact that, I'm saying, she praises something that she didn't have an understanding of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not saying people don't have a higher power or there is a higher power, but she didn't have an understanding of it because she's following the same traditions that everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, you got white man.
Like you said, we don't know our traditions though.
Right? Exactly.
Right.
We don't know our history. Go back to what Diggz was talking about.
You
know, saying not only we don't say what's going on right now, but we gotta know our history, where we come from.
Yeah. We don't know who our God was. Like we don't know what we. I don't know where
we got that book was handed to us when we got here. Like, you gonna read this shit. Yeah. But you can't read though, so don't read it, nigga.
Right. I mean, you can find. You just gotta do the homework.
You gotta do your homework.
You have to be intentional about it, though.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to apply it If you find something in your research that you know is right and exact, strive to apply it the best way you can to your personal situation, self, family, community, and then maybe the world.
So playing devil's advocate, how would you begin as far as if somebody's like, yeah, I want to research my history? Would you do it from like tracing back your roots as far as your family tree, or would you just go off and be like, I want to pay for Ancestry.com?
Me personally?
I'm not
me personally, I would start home. Not for nothing, we all originally from Africa, but I would start home first. This is where I'm from. So I was born. I would start here first. Me personally. You know what I'm saying? And deal with the people that's here right from. We live about from the South or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, because from there, you find out, what you will find out is, the last thing you carry is a slave owner's last name, of course. And then hopefully you better find some type of way to go back to. Because if it stops there, then you're like, no, fuck, I can still go back to where I originally came from. You know what I'm saying? And then we find research there as well. Because we all come from a different region of that country.
It's not even guaranteed you came from Africa.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's not even guaranteed. You might be from Haiti. You might be from Jamaica. You never know.
Right. Or South America. A lot of our people were already here in the Americas. But again, you have to be intentional about learning about yourself. It doesn't come from YouTube. It doesn't come from Google. You have to really do the research. Go find those uncles in your family that's still around, those grandparents that know your history. Start from there. And then get the right books. Again, give it the right people. Make the connection to the puzzle proper for your life. And then follow through on it. Don't just do it because it's popular on YouTube. That's the issue now that we deal with. Brothers and sisters popping up with, they know everything about health because they watched a few YouTube videos. They know everything about spirituality and black history because you saw a few videos on YouTube, but you haven't been time tested. You haven't been walking down the street and a brother or sister call you in your name. Peace, brother, Divine. What that name Divine mean? And you have to talk about that name Divine. You have to give something about yourself that's worthy of carrying that name. Yeah. Now you can be anything on YouTube and Facebook. Nobody knows.
Well, it takes a couple hours to be an expert.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we go back to what we were talking about at the beginning. What y'all you gentlemen do is like start with the youth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, because like I said, they said once we get to a certain age, sometimes that re-triggering or rewiring doesn't work.
That's right.
It doesn't work. You're so set in our ways. Yeah, you're so set in our ways. Like I'm gonna do this shit regardless. Fuck this nigga. So that's why we gotta reach out to our children. You know what I'm saying, to the kids, and teach them the better way of living and thinking.
Yeah, teach the babies, man.
Teach the kids.
Teach the babies.
That's why you know the gods of earth. You know, started with teaching the father was teach the kids. That's right. You know what I'm saying, that's why any culture history will teach you that. Like they don't go to the adult. Like why don't we talk to this motherfucker? Right. Them take your kids and teach them.
Elders for wisdom, youth for war.
Perfect example. Was it Monday is Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah.
Most people.
No. Monday is the day that they celebrate.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Dr. King's birthday was 2 days ago, January the 15th. So look at how they play the game on us.
Right.
His birthday is January the 15th.
They celebrated a week later.
But they celebrated a week later, so they keep throwing us off. So there's really no celebration.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you ask like a kid from this generation, they'll sit there and compare him to Malcolm X and say, well, Martin King was a sellout. And I'll sit there like, what are you basing that on?
Or they'll say Martin Luther King was better than Malcolm X.
That's what I'm saying. They'll compare them like, yo, don't you realize they lived at the same time and they were all they were going toward the same goal. The white man put them against each other and made us believe that they were opposites.
No,
they all had the same goals though.
They said goals. They had the same. They wanted
to see us free.
Yeah,
exactly.
Civil rights. Thinking different.
You know what I mean, they wanted black people to have equal rights. I mean, the same rights that you take for granted now.
One wanted to do it peacefully, the other wanted to do it forcefully. It was just they wanted to reach the same goal. Yeah, you know what I mean, but
like I say, like people just enjoy the holiday, enjoy the day off. That's what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's about one job.
Poetry.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's what they did.
That's what I'm saying. Like we take for granted the things that Martin King didn't get civil rights till he died.
They go to some church and again they make mockery of our heroes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Sad, man.
So
King turns in his grave every year.
Like you said, that they both had the same vision, striving for the same goals. So why do Malcolm have it there?
He was extreme. He was talking about killing people.
Malcolm X ain't never said that.
He said, no, he said, I would defend myself.
Right.
Yeah, I'll defend myself.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He said, I would defend myself. If you try to harm me, I would defend myself. That was his constitutional right.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody
You know what I mean?
you have the
So
right.
why do you think that the doctor has a day, but X doesn't?
Because we live in America. And America is not governed by us. It's simply that. If there were enough people who wanted a Malcolm X Day and were serious about it, we would have a Malcolm X Day. We would have a Harriet Tubman Day. We would have a Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad Day. We would have a Sojourner Truth Day, a Dessalines Day. We would have it.
Rosa Parks Day.
It's sad because
Day, right.
those are the only people that was like, there's like a few people that we name off the top of our head when there's like thousands. If you look it up every day, every day there's somebody you can celebrate that did something for you that was a black man. But we only know like 5 people off the top of our head.
All right. So the next month we got this Black History Month. It's the shortest month of the year.
There's nothing wrong with that though.
No.
Nothing wrong with that.
But we can study this history all year round by going to the museum over in Pennsylvania. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying it's taking this information every day, all day, instead of waiting for 1 month out of the year to study our history.
Yeah.
I'm saying, now where's that located exactly? Let's know where that's located at.
So that's right in Washington City. So Washington City is like it's in I guess they would call Langhorne.
Okay.
It's by St. Mary's Hospital. Washington City actually was one of the first black cities, towns that was constructed that we could go live in, that we were safe. You know, that was safe haven there. So a lot of runaway slaves at the time, people who had bought themselves out of slavery, kind of located in Washington City, which all our people were lived in that area. So that's kind of where we got the name. Before they crossed over to Free New Jersey, like we got Freehold, New Haven.
Yeah.
Those names have history based upon that was titles that was given because black folks knew that they could go there.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was a goddamn Times River. I know that much.
So this area, that actually Bucks County was the last, one of the last stops before the Underground Railroad, before you came over to Freeman.
Goddamn Cherry Hill.
Before they split up going to Canada and New York. So this was a major pipeline, a major hub for.
So do you have the address for it?
I get the address because right now it's in between two churches. What it was, it's you have a 200-year-old church and a 100-year-old church. It's actually where the AME church started, was from this area, and it started behind black slaves. So what happened was the two individuals in these churches wanted to come with one museum. So now they was having it in 2 spots, and now they're going to be building one. So that should be coming in this year.
So definitely that.
Yeah, like I said, Black History Month coming around. Why don't y'all?
Yeah, and we have like I said, we have a 4-part series at Parks Casino. I'll get you the information on that.
Yes,
and
we'll be
doing some things definitely coming up this year that I'm part of to get the youth involved. Get the youth involved and get them aware of their history, because it's a need. It's a need.
Real quick, you said that's not a problem. The shortest month of the year is the Black History Month. Well, no, it's not a problem.
Whether it's short or long, it was inspired by our people.
Okay.
It wasn't nothing that was inspired by white folks and given to us. It was inspired by someone who looks like us, someone who had the fortitude to say, I want something for us. And all the birthdays, all the great men and women who were born in the month of February passed on and became ancestors in the month of February. So it's inspired more so by the historical incidences in that month, not just because somebody said we're going to give them the short. No, but see that it's funny how we've taken on that attitude, right? That mentality. Oh, the coldest time. Okay, we also have Black August. Do Black people know Black August is 31 days? We have Juneteenth. June has 30 days. So are we doing? Do we put the same amount of energy?
August?
See? Black August, the same history. It was a more aggressive history, positive aggressive history in August. Toussaint Louverture, Nat Turner, the so-called riot out in what's the prison out there in the West Coast where George and Jonathan Jackson were. Attica. All of that, August into September. A lot of history, man. The birth of Fred Hampton. We so big on Jay-Z saying he was born on the day Fred Hampton died, December the 4th. Fred Hampton died December the 4th, or was assassinated December the 4th, but he was born in August. Huey P. Newton, born in February, but was assassinated in August. Dr. Khalid, born in January, died, was assassinated in February. So it's so many. So Savior's Day, February.
Yeah,
you know, it's so much history, man. Carter G. Woodson, inspired by Frederick Douglass' birthday being in February. He wanted to give a date or a time that was significant to honor Frederick Douglass. Back then, they didn't keep birth records on it. So he said, well, let's choose February. So that's what it is. I mean, the attitude people, that we take is
people say, "Oh, February," but you have somebody explain it to you. That's all. You know, I mean, that's all it takes. Somebody actually explain it to you, like, well, this is why it was chosen, and then you're like, "Okay, all right, I got you."
And then you go into March when you celebrate Harriet Tubman. Then you go into April when you celebrate Dr. King, his assassination date, but you also celebrate Coretta Scott King. You also celebrated Paul Robeson. You also celebrate Amiri Baraka. Then you go into May, when you celebrate Malcolm X's birthday. You go into every month, 365 days, we can sit here and pick up anyone from our history and celebrate their birthday.
Don't celebrate.
But you have to be intentional about it. Go the same way we look up everything else. We find out where the party happened at. We find out what's popping and all that type of stuff.
You got the King party. You got the Harriet Tubman party.
Yeah, but don't. Don't pervert the history.
No, not pervert. But the thing is, find a way to reel them in.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta find a way.
Yes.
And like, to the degree, right. Entertainment has always been one of those wheels that I'm saying for people in.
True.
And help bring more awareness because we really was big on it, especially in the 80s and 90s, the conscious hip hop. Because I was watching the what's name earlier, the Great Champs podcast with Brand Nubian. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now music is lacking a lot of that. I'm saying don't say it's not artists out
mainstream.
There. Your mainstream.
Mainstream. It's out there.
Entertainment is lacking a lot of that.
Wise, intelligent, poor, righteous teachers from this town right here. He's still doing it.
He's a legend. That's
Immortal Technique, still doing it.
He still spinning his records on throwbacks and Sundays and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
we have to be intentional about finding it, man.
We have to
search it out.
We have to be active, mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? We have to be aware. You need to wake the fuck up. That's all I was telling you. Because like you know.
That blunt. Say that again, brother.
You need to wake the fuck up. Like, yeah. It's not no
I might not say it that way, but
I'm gonna say it that way.
Say it one more time.
Wake the fuck up. Like, and I say, you ain't so much all the time. People need to wake the fuck up. Like, there's too much out here. For you to walk around here with your fucking eyelids on. Outcomes on your head. Like, it's crazy. I'm saying it's fucking crazy. But real quick, man, we about to wrap it up though. Let people know where they can find you at, big brother.
The legendary Ike Williams Boxing Academy, my big brother. Oh, we are there live every week, sometimes 7 days a week. But you know, mind body activism, representing world-renowned bartenders. Come get some healthy drinks.
Yeah, we're not talking about
the my sister here. Yeah, that's right. No, we're not talking about drinking at the bar. We're talking about healthy drinks on the pull-up bar. We pull up and push up character. We pull up and push up attitude. We pull up and push up personality and put our giant thinking cap on. Giant. G-I-A-N-T. Growing is a noble thing, y'all. Salute to the legends out there, the OGs who put forth this movement to inspire us in these parks where we pull up on bars and don't find ourselves behind bars. And our sister right here,
Stephanie Bradbury, founder, owner, Naturally Fitting Well, LLC, and creator, maker of the Bradbury brand of products, which is a registered mark of Naturally Fitting Well. You can find me on Facebook under my name, Stephanie J. Bradbury, also Naturally Fitting Well. You can also find me on LinkedIn, YouTube, under the same handle, Stephanie J. Bradbury, and a lot of other social media outlets.
She is social media mogul. Listen, she can be found anywhere you're looking at.
That's right.
Stephanie.
And at the legendary Ike Williams Boxing Academy.
Yes. Bradbury.
Stephanie Bradbury. Every social media, she's there.
She's on. Make sure that
nice little pull-up bar.
Listen, brothers, get y'all weight right.
Yes.
Get it right.
Please make sure that you check out our first episode of Another Healthy Dose. It is on Google+, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, both business page and personal page. We talk about the benefits
social media
of apples.
moguls. I'm trying to tell y'all.
We talk about the benefits of apples and knee raises, and it is going to be a bi-weekly presentation. So please make sure that you are tuning in every 2 weeks.
You know, I share all that stuff because I get off of the Divine page, or y'all see it on my page. I share everything that come across my my platform. Other days, where they can find you at, bro? Let me know what's going on, man.
Diggz, Malone.
Besides flying across the town with drones.
Listen, yeah, you know what we're doing. And listen, we'll be having a clinic coming up, a youth clinic coming up this summer. I'll be doing with drone technology for the youth. You catch me, you know, teaching the kids out. You know, we're looking to educate and entertain at the same time. We call it edutainment. You know, listen, you'll see me doing a lot of stuff. We got another program we'll be trying to launch this summer. Christ-like, edifying all nations. I believe in God. I don't know about everybody else. We can have that conversation another day and get thick with it. You know, I ain't bring my book, but we can get into that one. Say it up for another. But once again, hey, listen, we out there to encourage the youth, build entrepreneurs, and like I said, don't look for a job. Go out and create one. Go out and be great.
And this guy said, "Well, I want to interview him." Come on, man.
Go out and be great today, man. Listen, I want to applaud you too, just for giving us a platform and just allowing the town to come out and be let everybody aware of what's going on. Hey, listen, town, go out and be great. Don't let the world dictate to what you are, man. Y'all are already great. Go out there and show it. That's it.
Yeah, it's Ace. You can catch me and Just here every week.
Every Thursday.
Catch us right here.
Those ain't no snowstorm.
Sure.
Yo, man, it's nothing to do again. Global Unlimited Podcast. Shout out to everybody. Kia, my man Kyrie. Make sure y'all tune in on Sundays to the Congregation Podcast. The funny ass comedian. Shout out to my man Chubb. He got to go take care of some personal business. Got to go away for a little bit. Keep your head up, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're here for you. See you come back. We got 2 new podcasts about to jump off this month. I'm saying we got a sports podcast about to jump off. With my man Ace, my man Nigel. So be on the lookout for that.
Down that sports podcast.
We're doing a soft run come this Saturday, 10:30.
Basketball, football,
all that.
Everyone talking about.
We got
playoffs.
A new
Super Bowl coming up.
A new nerd podcast. We about to jump on. Yeah, so all the movie reviews and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? My man Chris and my man Ray from the job about to do a nerd podcast.
I think the first topic we're going to discuss who's better, MJ or LeBron.
That's gonna be good. Yeah.
Starting off like that, huh?
Yeah. Tomorrow they got the what's thing tomorrow? Y'all got the motor versus comedian bowling thing tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what's that. But get in touch with Nina Dawkins, everybody. You know what I'm saying? We'll be selling tickets for that tomorrow. Shout out to my cousin Saif. His birthday coming up on Saturday. Happy birthday to your cousin. You know what I mean? That's us. 19. Yeah. And don't forget, February 2nd, your boy's back. You know what I'm saying? Take my Funny Bone Comedy Show every month. February 2nd, we open back at the Art Pack Theater. You know what I'm saying? $15. Get them online. Holla at me. My man Top hosting it. You know what I'm saying? Got some dope ass comedians coming through every month. Got the good food.
The fries you can eat.
No, we don't do the fries. We do fish and chicken, vegetables. We do vegetables.
You know we're about to like that.
We do vegetables. But definitely February 2nd, take my Funny Bone Comedy Show. Shout out to Open Art Pack. I live in Bordentown. I love entertaining people. I love doing these platforms, man. I'm saying, thank y'all for coming out on the show, man. See y'all next week. I mean, I know there's a lot of shout outs this week.
Support everybody out there taking charge of their health, y'all.
Everybody. Support everybody.
My brother Marcus Edie,
NJ. Support Sister NJ.
Everybody. Gail, we got Gail. Everybody out there that's trying to get folks.
Make sure y'all see my girl NJ. Check her out on the juices. Hit her up.
Kenya.
Hey, Cole's Bottle Life, man. Listen, he feel like 10 years younger already, right? Get out of there.
Great disappearing out of his beard already. Last but not least, shout out to my man Blessed Child. You know what I'm saying? Blessed Child Clothing, Stretched Out Radio, Stretched Out Clothing. He sponsored the Blog Talk for us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him.
Team Definition, Glorious Asiatic, coming with that video.
Peace to God. Yeah, peace to God. You know what I mean? And listen, we are looking for advertisers, things that they should have, donations, whatever. We try to build this podcast, try to build a network of podcasts here in our own motherfucking city. Diggz will stop playing with you, man. But
video work, get at your boy Diggz Malone. You know we got it.
But we about to be out, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of shots today, wasn't it?
Yeah. The whole town, man. The whole town. Lil, what's up? I see y'all in there.
True Con always on the joint. Check this out. Shout out to everybody. Global Unlimited Podcast. We out. See y'all next week.
We out here.
Peace.
Good stuff.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, that was longer than an hour.
Yeah. Sometimes it does go longer than an hour. I told you.